Former Feds and Friends, where former government employees react to sci-fi, fantasy, animated films, and all things nerdy, wonky, and awesome. I'm Madeline Velturo. I'm a former stabilization advisor with the US government, and today I am joined by not just a former colleague, but a former office mate. Mohi served as an African Affairs advisor to senior leaders in the State Department and also in the US Agency for International Development, now deceased. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Mohi.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me. My name is Mohi Omar. I am a former government employee. I worked at the State Department, USAID. I'm originally from Sudan, a proud Sudanese American to be working in US foreign policy. And it's great to be here and looking forward to this really timely discussion.
Awesome. Thanks, Mohi. Yeah, I'm really pleased that you can join me from the other side of the Atlantic. Today, we will be reacting to Black Panther, a film out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It explores themes of the natural resource curse, lots of liberation politics, and then also issues related to generational divides and balancing the value of the past and the value of the future. All right, let's jump in then.
Millions of years ago, a meteorite made of vibranium, the strongest substance in the universe, struck the continent of Africa.
It's hitting right in Eastern Congo, it looks like.
And when the time of men came, 5 tribes settled on it and called it Wakanda. The Wakandans used vibranium to develop technology more advanced than any other nation. But as Wakanda thrived, the world around it descended further into chaos. To keep vibranium safe, the Wakandans vowed to hide in plain sight, keeping the truth of their power from the outside world.
And we still hide, Baba?
Yes.
Why?
This is timely, and here's why. Given the state of Africa and the state, and then relating that to the state of the world, the competition around a strong and most important resource right now, specifically cobalt. And where is that the majority of it is found in the world today? It's in Central Africa. And what we're doing with it, what are we building with it? We're building with it the most advanced technology on planet Earth.
Yeah, there's so much in that opening lore, the concept of the resource curse. If you have a rare resource and you're one of the only countries that have it, that gives you a lot of power, and it also makes people want to exploit you or to exert power over you. And it's interesting that in this story, the way that Wakanda has chosen to deal with the resource curse is isolationism. They have said, we fear for the politics that could come with having this rare resource. We want to take advantage of it, but we do not want the curse of the resource. And what we are going to do then is to take a step back from the world.
How's home?
There has been an attack. Ulysses Claw stole a quarter-ton of vibranium from us and triggered a bomb at the border to escape.
Resource curse?
Many lives were lost. He knew where we hid the vibranium and how to strike. He had someone on the inside. He will return home at once, where you will face the council and inform them of your crimes.
It also depicts like the tension between diaspora as well as those who never left their countries. When diaspora return to their countries, there is like a tension between them.
Yeah, and then in the African case specifically, you also have Africans who have emigrated to America post-slavery, and then you have descendants of enslaved people living in America, and they create these such complex layers of social dynamics, both in America and in Africa.
We are home.
I don't know where they filmed this. It's so beautiful. It looks like the Rift.
It really is.
Maybe Ethiopia.
It really is.
So beautiful.
Yeah, it is. I don't know where, but yeah, it's a beautiful scene for sure.
So surprised my little sister came to see me off before our big day.
You wish. I'm here for the EMP beats. I've developed an update.
Update? No, It worked perfectly.
How many times do I have to teach you? Just because something works doesn't mean that it cannot be improved.
You are teaching me. What do you know? I can't wait to see what kind of update you make to your ceremonial outfit.
Looks like a little sister.
Sorry, mother.
Checking out these artifacts? They tell me you're the expert.
You could say that.
Where's this one from?
The Bobo Ashanti tribe, present-day Ghana, 19th century.
For real? And what about this one?
One's from the Edo people of Benin, 16th century.
Now, tell me about this one.
They're touching on a very common aspect of the discourse right now, which is how to handle artifacts that were removed from Africa in ways that either at the time were considered illegal or would be considered illegal by today's standards.
It's crazy. I mean, this is what, 2025, and it's still we're talking about this? It's insane. It's just unbelievable. Actually, there is a museum in Boston, and given that you're from Boston, they actually have at some point, if my reading is correct, that they had majority of their artifacts from Sudan, from the the Nile. From
so I could
Nile.
have more easily accessed your family's history in my childhood than you could have.
But just linking this to what is happening right now, all the artifacts that we see, just this amazing European woman explaining to Africans who have made all of these artifacts. It's like, it's crazy. It's just, there's this book that I encourage people to read. It's called The African Origin of Civilization. Basically, if you look at the current Sudanese pyramids, there are more pyramids in Sudan than Egypt. There are more than 200 pyramids that are currently standing in Sudan. All of the artifacts that are, you can find in Sudan are the same actually found in Egypt. So crazy that in 2025 we still see this, and we have to petition, and we have to, I don't know, it's crazy. It's just crazy. It's mind-blowing.
You're gonna be rich, boy.
You better sell that quick.
You're not telling me that's vibranium too, huh?
Nah, I'm just feeling it.
One thing I really liked in that scene, he looks at an artifact that is not Wakandan and he takes it. And it is similar to what he was criticizing the British of doing. To me, that shows how easy it can be to emulate the actions of those who have harmed you.
Yeah, exactly. And the more I watch that or hear about it, the more I remember Nelson Mandela. He did it, right? He is the person that is been oppressed for the most of his life. And he gets out of this terrible condition and looks at that and says, you know what? I know what it feels like. I know what it is. I know what it means to be in that situation. And I'm going to commit to making sure that no one goes, through that again. I mean,
look at the people who violated your rights, and to say to them, I'm going to protect your rights for you, despite that you did not protect my rights for me when the position was reversed. It takes an incredible amount of integrity and courage.
The prince will now have the strength of the Black Panther stripped away. If any tribe wishes to put forth a warrior, I now offer a path to the throne. No!
The merchant tribe will not challenge today.
The border tribe will not challenge today.
See, I love how they go back and forth between different languages.
The mining tribe will not challenge today.
We have watched with disgust as your technological advancements have been overseen by a child who scoffs at tradition. I said we will not have it all. I, Mbaku, leader of the Jabari, I accept your challenge.
This is the way that the government will prove its legitimacy to the people. This is like one of the most important things in a government, is that it has the legitimacy of the people. Like, how do monarchies maintain some level of representative governance? In the beginning too, when the king comes, he's the king, and he comes to his brother and he's like, I will take you back now to seek, and you will face justice by the council. So the king is not a dictator. The judiciary is separate, and he actually cannot exact justice, which is a form of diluting the power of a single executive, usually in the service of maintaining a level of legitimacy through representative governance or through power sharing in the elite institutions. And in this scene too, with the fight, this is another way that whoever ends up being the king will have achieved a certain level of, there's like a representative nature where people can come forward and say, I'd like to put myself forward to be king, or I'd like to put somebody of my tribe forward to be king. It's a vote by combat, but like democracy looks different in different contexts, and representation looks different in different contexts.
I couldn't agree more. I think this debate around what is the best form of government in itself, I think the question in itself is loaded. It should be rephrased to what is the best form of government for this given place, right? Or given country, given society, given community, and so on.
Yeah, and the most important thing is that there are checks on power, right? Like, and that can look so many different ways. It can look like a council of elders that exact justice rather than the executive. It can look like a tradition where the power that is held in the executive is literally stripped away every once in a while. Like the Black Panther had to drink the thing to take his special powers away. There needs to be some way in which power is balanced, and that people who have power are being held accountable.
Come home, Nakia.
I'm right here.
Stay.
I came to support you and to honor your father, but I can't stay. I found my calling out there. I've seen too many in need just to turn a blind eye.
What would you have Wakanda do about it?
Share what we have. We could provide aid and access to technology and refuge to those who need it. Other countries do it, we could do it better.
If the world found out what we truly are, what we possess, we could lose our way of life.
Wakanda is strong enough to help others and protect ourselves at the same time.
It's in this, tension between tradition and modernity, between isolationism and connectedness, runs throughout.
Looking at the world from a global perspective versus just looking at it from your own small perspective. This is like literally the time we're living, and we see this unfolding right in front of our eyes.
Ulysses Claw plans to sell the vibranium to an American buyer in South Korea tomorrow night.
I wish to bring Claw back here to stand trial.
Wakanda does not need a warrior right now. We need a king.
My parents were killed when he attacked. Not a day goes by when I do not think about what Claw took from us.
It's too great an opportunity to pass.
Again, we have like a council advising a king. It is not a singular ruler, but a group.
Exactly.
And you have representation across the different regions.
Spread out. The buyer is likely already here. And will there be any trouble tonight, Miss Kenyan heiress?
Depends on how quickly we finish the mission.
Can we please focus? Thank you.
여기요.
He's so hung up on this girl.
Whiskey 한 잔
He can't get anything done.
Hi.
I always think Nakia is my favorite character, and then I see the other one fight. And she's so badass.
She is a badass, for sure.
Nakia is a different type of badass. She's also a badass.
Your uncle took A war dog assignment in America. The hardships you saw there radicalized your uncle.
I observed for as long as I could. Their leaders have been assassinated. Communities flooded with drugs and weapons. They are overly policed and incarcerated. All over the planet, our people suffer because they don't have the tools to fight back. With vibranium weapons, they could overthrow every country and Wakanda could rule them all the right way.
You knew your father.
Actually, this point whereby
Your uncle.
Wakanda could provide the tools necessary for any country to be liberated. I think that's the journey America took, since World War II, the idea that we're going to promote democracy, and ultimately because we're the rock bed of democracy, we're going to emerge as anyways, the connection is fascinating.
I also think the idea of the people who are ruling are bad, so the solution needs to be that we take all the power and rule instead. To say we're going to move the locus of a consolidated power from one party to another because one party is bad, one party is good, versus we are going to decentralize power and again put in place those checks so that no one can abuse this power again, including ourselves or our descendants. But his approach is to say, we are right and they are wrong, and that is why we need to take all the power from them. But it's tempting to want the power that you've been denied. Rather, like you said, Nelson Mandela is a good example of, it's so hard when you have been denied justice to then turn around and not exact a little bit of revenge. Or at least just consolidate power so you can be sure it'll never happen to you again.
I think the philosophical question is what makes some people to be able to see that this is a means to an end versus others who see the means to be an end. Nelson Mandela versus Bia versus
how do we make more Mandelas and less Musevenis?
Exactly.
Less Mugabes?
But I think the deeper question is what makes Mandela to be Mandela, what makes Mugabe to be Mugabe, right? Anyways, I always wonder what makes you do the thing that we call the right thing, and what makes the same people with the same, to a large degree, experiences end up making radically different choices.
No tears for me?
Everybody dies. It's just life around here.
I should have taken you back long ago. Instead, we are both abandoned here.
Heart-shaped herb with that. It's all of it.
Yes. So when it comes time for another king, we will be ready.
Yeah, go ahead and burn all that.
My king, we cannot do that. It is our tradition.
When I tell you to do something, I mean that shit.
And so this is what abuse of power looks like.
Yeah.
Where she pushed back in an advisory capacity. She was supposed to be a check to his power, and he just barrel rolled through.
Yeah. But also, like tradition versus advancement. Like how do you balance between moving forward while keeping what you cherished in the past, but making sure that it doesn't keep you from going forward, right?
I sense a huge through line of that in this story about the talent that, and when the other guy criticized that it's like your technological advancements are being overseen by a child who doesn't respect tradition. So there's the flip side of respecting tradition too much and not being open to change, and then you have this reverse. He also is struggling with crimes that have been committed that have hurt him, for which there has been no justice. That creates trauma, and one way to deal with trauma is to block out the past entirely. And this is this plant is the thing that connects us to our past. Then get rid of it, and of course that is too far the other way, because you have to understand the past in order to heal, and you have to understand the past in order not to replicate mistakes, which he's clearly doing.
It's crazy just trying to create this balance between the past and the future, how much of the past you should carry on. But also, given this story, is that your every action you are about to take is determined by your experience in the past. And I go back to the same question, why some people are able to sit down, examine all that past and say, I'm not going to get rid of everything. And some would say, I want nothing to do with it. Get rid of it, move forward, like what he's doing.
You know where I'm from. When black folks started revolutions, they never had the firepower or the resources to fight their oppressors. You know how that ends today. I know how colonizers think, so we're gonna use their own strategy against them. We're gonna send vibranium weapons out to our war dogs. They'll arm oppressed people all over the world so they can finally rise up and kill those in power and their children and anyone else who takes their side.
It is interesting, the idea that weapons liberate. It's like typically it is the opposite direction. Not to say that you don't have to sometimes, use force to enforce freedom, but
why didn't you bring the boy home?
He was the truth I chose to omit.
You were wrong to abandon him.
I chose my people. I chose Wakanda. Our future depended.
You are wrong! All of you are wrong! To turn your backs on the rest of the world! We let the fear of our discovery stop us from doing what is right. No more.
And this is him coming into his own and saying, I am young and I see the world differently than you all did. And I need to embrace my youth and my different approach to the elders in this instance, while also respecting you.
Exactly.
He banned the Garden of the Heart-Shaped Egg.
Of course he did. That's what he was trained to do. His unit used to work with the CIA to destabilize foreign countries. They would always strike at transitions of power, like an election year or the death of a monarch. He got control of government, the military.
You know I could use an army as well.
I bet you could. But no.
It is for all of us.
Oh, us. Us, you are the first king to come here in centuries, and now you speak of us.
I cannot speak for past kings. We both know the power of vibranium. If Killmonger gains control of it, who do you think he will come for next?
What's up, princess?
You'll never be a true king.
You want to see us become just like the people you hate so much. Divide and conquer the land estate.
Nah, I learned from my enemies. Beat them at their own game.
You have become them.
Exactly. It's like you want us to use the tools of our oppressors to liberate us. That never works.
I'm gonna track down anyone who would even think about being loyal to you. And I'm gonna put their ass in the dirt right next to Zuri. It's beautiful. Maybe we can still heal you. Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships.
This happens to me all the time where I feel bad for the bad guy.
Yeah, because they end up in situations like that.
Yeah, and they make choices, and it's not that they don't deserve justice, but also it comes from a place of hurt and injustice to them, and I feel for them.
My conclusion is not every movement that is trying to liberate is ending up liberating people, one. And two, I would say just history is showing us that the majority of those who claim to be liberators end up being oppressors. It's just they're not fighting for the true meaning of liberation, but for power.
Yeah.
And I've seen that throughout a lot of places, especially the one that I'm more familiar with, which is Africa. We've seen that, right?
If there's a call to action you'd want to leave to the audience, what would it be?
Even though this is a fictional movie, its implication is on the ground. Today, my cell phone, your cell phone, my computer, your computer, and every other machine or device that is empowered by chip would not really work unless we access cobalt. So that being said, I wanted every single human being on planet Earth to just reflect how my own accessing of this resource contributing in one way or another to the current conflict in
Eastern
the
Congo.
Congo, in Uganda, in Rwanda, in the call for action is reflect.
That's it for this week on Former Feds and Friends. If you have questions about what Mohi and I discussed, please leave them in the comments below. We're actually working to develop a follow-on companion deep dive podcast, and your questions can help us shape that initiative. If you want us to react to more films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up so we know that you liked it, and you can leave suggestions for more films and shows for us to react to in the comments below. Everything we produce is available for free. We don't have any content behind a paywall, but if you are in a place to contribute to the channel, we very much welcome contributions via our Ko-Fi page, which is linked in the description below. And we'll see you next time.
Are you done? Are you done?